WWE 2K22 is set to be released on March 11, 2022, and the latest installment of the 2K franchise could potentially be the most anticipated WWE video game release of all time, especially since we've been waiting nearly 2 damn years. Following the less than positive reception to 2K20, WWE and 2K decided to cancel the planned release of 2K21 in favor of giving the developers a year off to perfect the next installment. Thanks to trailers, previews and insider info, it looks like 2K have delivered and have created a WWE video game that delivers in all areas. Join us now as Wrestlegamia looks at 10 reasons why WWE 2K22 has restored faith with fans. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when we upload a video. Number 10. A brand new animation system. A 2K22 debuts a brand new animation system which inputs the overall quality and consistency of the gameplay. From the way WWE superstars look to the way they move, it's all changed as animations have never been more realistic. Speaking of animation, 2K have introduced the ability for weapon props to break. This is a much more realistic way of utilizing weapons in the game, and from game footage, this looks like something that 2K have executed extremely well. Number 9. Better control system. And one of the key agendas from the 2K developers was to create a control scheme which any player of any ability would be able to get. As part of this agenda, the developers wanted to achieve a control system where the most advanced players would also feel challenged by the controls. 2K have achieved this by having the advanced moves in the game having much more complex controls. In relation to the controls of the game, there is a brand new combat system: light attack, heavy attack, and grapple. Light attacks are quick offensive moves such as standard kicks and punches, heavy attacks include clotheslines and super kicks, and finally, the grapple attack allows players to lock in their opponent in a grapple position and they can branch out into either a light or heavy attack from this set position. Number 8. A visual overhaul. One of the common criticisms of WWE 2K20 was that the graphics in the game looked terrible. In fact, 2K themselves admitted that the graphics weren't up to par and they would make things right with 2K22. From gameplay footage, it looks like 2K have done just that as the game looks visually amazing. According to 2K creative director Lionel Jinx, 2K knew they needed to get this right in order to rebuild trust with fans. Jinx added, "The superstars in any WWE game are the backbone of the game. We have to make sure we're doing our absolute best in representing every superstar to the best of our ability." Lionel would then reveal that the new technology was used for the graphics in 2K22 and that he added that it was important that they managed to perfect even the little details of superstars' appearances. Number 7. Lighting and VFX focus. According to Lionel Jinx, these graphic changes wouldn't mean anything unless they changed how the lighting in the game works. Jinx wanted the game to look like an actual WWE broadcast and he credits the lighting work for this. Focus has also been put on VXF, so every stage and logo looks precise just like it would look on WWE television. In addition, there are a total of 55 playable arenas in the game, and this includes the infamous Thunderdome. Number 6. A focus on in-ring psychology. A brand new feature in 2K22 will see the introduction of breakers. Now, this is a defensive mechanism that goes alongside reversals when players perform a grapple or quick attack that can be countered by a breaker. This allows the player to begin to adapt to the gameplay and learn how each specific player plays the game, slowly building up a sense of in-ring psychology. Also new to the game is a blocking stance, and this will mean that players are unable to perform any strikes or offensive moves until this block stance breaks. You can also dodge attacks, but this has to be timed correctly or it can instantly backfire. These are great little details which will stand out. Number 5. Classic weapons return. Our players were delighted when footage of the game showed that stop signs will once again be used in the game. This footage was seen in the official gameplay from a matchup between Kane and Rey Mysterio from the 2006 Cyber Sunday pay-per-view. Criticism has been common in recent installments of the 2K series that there aren't enough weapons in the game. Introducing the stop sign back into the game is the right move and will no doubt make hardcore matches a lot more exciting. Now, although this may seem like a small victory for players, it shows that 2K has actually listened to everything that players have been complaining about for years. This ultimately leads to a lot of excitement heading into the game's official release. Number 4. Compelling storyline. The story mode for 2K22 will now be known as MyRise, and although not a lot of information is known about how the MyRise mode will work, we do know that 2K have prioritized it. According to the developers of the game, they knew that players liked a strong, compelling story in their career mode, just like they do on WWE television. 2K therefore focused on making sure the story was as strong as possible so players could get lost in the mode as if it was a real storyline happening on television. We've seen footage of the MyRise mode, and in the footage you can see Beth Phoenix and a modern day Shawn Michaels at the WWE Performance Center coaching some of the upcoming talent. Now, speaking of compelling storytelling, 2K22 will also see the debut of Superstar mode in the game. This will see players have the ability to play through the mode with one single superstar. The player will be able to control their storyline narrative and the matches they've booked in. This sounds like a compelling feature which players who love to control their own destiny in the game will no doubt enjoy. Number 3. Bold yet exciting new features. One of the biggest new features in 2K22 is the introduction of MyFaction. This is a bold move from 2K as nothing like this mode has ever been delivered in a WWE game, and if they could get it right, it could be awesome. The mode is described as in a franchise first, the all-new MyFaction puts players in the control of building a legendary faction that rivals the iconic NWO. Players will collect, manage, and upgrade superstars with weekly events and regular updates. It looks like the mode will be similar to My Team in the NBA game. This puts a focus on collecting cards for current and legendary basketball stars. Now, this mode might not be for everyone, but players have to applaud 2K for doing something innovative which will force players to step out of their comfort zone. Number 2. Customization galore. 2K22 is set to feature a ton of customization options. Players will be able to upload custom renders for their created superstars, and players will even be able to change and edit camera angles during their matchups. Though Brandon Does Everything did confirm that this doesn't include exhibition matches. 2K22 will also finally allow cross-platform sharing in the game. This means that players will be able to download creations in the community creation section even if they weren't made on that specific console. This is a massive W on behalf of 2K, and they insisted that they would try to make this happen in time for the release of 2K22, and they've well and truly delivered. And number 1, GM mode is finally back. Perhaps the most popular mode in WWE video game history is GM mode. Players have been campaigning to see the mode return for the past decade, and 2K have finally listened. The mode will now be referred to as MyGM, and players will be able to pick out 4 possible GMs, those being Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, possibly Shane McMahon, but now he's been fired, or Stephanie McMahon. We can only hope that they replace Shane McMahon with Teddy Long. Once players have selected their GM, they will be able to draft their own roster and create exciting storylines they would like to see unfold. GM mode making a return will no doubt see players who haven't played a WWE video game over the past decade take the leap and purchase the game. This is a smart move from 2K, and hopefully it pays off and they deliver a satisfying and entertaining version of the beloved mode. But there you have it folks, 10 reasons why 2K22 has restored faith in fans again. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling video game content.